Good evening, everybody. I'm Mr. Panda.
And I'm Rockstar.
From Manly Battleships, bringing you Last Week in Geek, the video podcast from Manly Battleships, where we catch you up on everything that happened last week in Geek. To kick things off, we want to let you know that if you have mundane tasks or chores that you need to do in your daily life, maybe you want a little extra pep in your step. Don't do drugs. This show is not for kids. But you can still get that pep in your step by getting on Spotify and listening to Initial D songs. Because what better way to capitalize on existing fandom than making sure that you can't get it for free anymore on YouTube? Because fuck you.
No, it's on YouTube too. Someone actually downloaded all of the soundtrack. So actually, if you wanted to do it for free, go on YouTube and use ad blocker because fuck them.
You've heard us talk about Steven Universe many times on this show and in other videos. You'll be pleased to know that there's another teaser for Steven Universe Future out with a release date at last. It's coming out on December 7th, so not too long from now. In fact,
it's a Christmas present.
It's St. Nicholas! St. Nicholas Day.
Cultural appropriation for anyone other than you.
Santa Claus is itself cultural appropriation because the fucking Dutch were like, you know what, we want to take that.
Christmas is cultural appropriation. Why don't we just start naming things off that are fucking cultural appropriation? Still scaring the shit out of us. We got a second trailer for Cats. What?
I don't know what people's problem with the Cats trailer is. Like,
it's
I watch
very scary. Like, it's
I get,
uncanny valley and bullshit.
Like, I get the Lovecraftian horror thing that people are talking about, but I'll be honest with you, it's the kind of the same thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I made fun of the Sonic trailer too, like the original Sonic trailer. But to be perfectly honest with you, I sat down and I realized, you know, the problem is that the Sonic fandom was the wrong demographic for what they were trying to do.
With cats?
Well, no, they were trying, like, for example, I'm just explaining this broadly in terms of furry characters. The Sonic they were going for in the original Sonic actually kind of made more sense in our world. And I think that the cats that they're trying to feature in this show make their own kind of sense within the realm of cats as it's being portrayed. If you've ever seen any aspect of the stage show, this really isn't that far off from what they've done in the past. It's just practical makeup versus CGI.
Much rather practical makeup. That being said, it seems like this trailer actually is about plot.
And I'll be honest with you, I actually, until we watched this trailer, I had no idea what the plot of Cats was because I've never actually seen the stage show the whole way through.
Uncultured swine.
I've seen all the musical numbers. I just had no idea what the show was. I've been living under the assumption that Cats was just like this this review style musical where it was just like, nope, we just bring cats out and they sing about shit. I thought that's what the show which is why I didn't understand why it was so award-worthy. I was just like, oh, okay.
Well,
it's like Club Penguin, but with cats.
We need a video of you just explaining things you've never watched and thinking what you think it is. Filming has barely started on the first 2 episodes, and we don't even have a name or a release date. But
or really anything.
Really, yeah, much of anything. Plot, nothing. But Amazon Prime sure has some fate in that Lord of the Rings series that they're filming because they've already announced that they will have a season 2.
Bold of you to assume we want to watch it. I mean, you're not necessarily wrong.
One season, let alone 2.
They're not wrong. We're gonna watch it, but
they must have some big balls to think it's gonna work.
Also bold of them to assume that we want more Mass Effect. And by them, I mean Bioware. Bioware has announced that they're working on a new entry in the Mass Effect series with help from producer Mike Gamble, who worked on
Anthem
and Mass Effect Andromeda. Yeah, we really need more of that. Did I ever tell you about how I was watching a video and it apparently was legit footage from Mass Effect Andromeda, and I was confused because for the first 5 minutes I thought it was a Manslayer video?
Yes, I was the one who showed you that video and I saw your reaction live.
Elsewhere in the world of video game development, Nintendo, and more specifically Game Freak, has defeated all anger and rancor from the fandom because Pokemon Sword and Shield has become the greatest selling Switch game of all time. Outselling the Smash Brothers game, they have sold 8.3 million units. Hooray!
To Smash Ultimate's only 5 million that they sold. That's what I meant when they're too big to fail. It doesn't really matter what you have to say, they're gonna sell a lot of units.
To be perfectly honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, even if we ignored that the game itself actually looks kind of cool in a number of ways, I get what you're saying, and I'll repeat, I understand your concerns completely. However, if it comes down to doing this much to sell X number of units, or doing this much to sell an extra this much of units, guess what's probably going to happen?
It's like Lion King in Disney.
No, it's not.
Nobody asked for the Lion King live action, but people are going to put their butts in seats and watch it.
I really hope that movie doesn't make money in the end. It will.
Oh, it's already made too much money. It doesn't matter. Japanese cultural icon Shigeru Miyamto wants Nintendo to basically be Disney or better. Unfortunately, he says the parents get in the way of that. How, you may ask? Well, he states until parents feel as comfortable letting their kids play video games from Nintendo as they are letting them sit down and watch Disney, they're never going to become the Disney replacement.
But don't you know, Rockstar? If the kids play the video games unsupervised, they're going to turn into mass shooters. They would never get bad ideas from Disney.
Oh yeah, there's never bad ideas from Disney.
That's why they have a completely unabridged and uncensored catalog on Disney+. They would never need to put warnings on certain content for bad ideas from the past.
I mean, look at princess movies. Oh, there is so much to name bad in princess movies.
You know what's going to be really surreal? Like, I would not put it past them by, 2050. The princess movies from before, 1980, I'll have to have a warning on them, too. Let's just go for it, guys.
Warning!
This contains outdated views on how women should behave.
You stole my warning.
I'm sorry.
Warning! This contains views of gender performativity. I can't even say that.
Performativity?
Yes, I'm using college-level words to describe how
Children are trying to watch this.
Yes, but the warnings aren't for the kids, they're for the parents who don't watch the warning. The president of Disney offers a sincere apology for the idea that women only belong in the kitchen. Thanks, Sleeping Beauty. Disney is also sorry for allowing young girls to believe that women can just sing and bring animals towards them. In 2105, Disney will post a warning on Lilo and Stitch advising that they are sorry for portraying Native Hawaiians as uber violent. Why were they uber violent? When she beats up the redheaded bitch. Chokeslams her like Shinji and Asuka on that beach at the end of Evangelion. Taking you now to things from Japan, we have a new update from Kyoto Animation following the arson attack. They're now doing final preparations to actually demolish what's left of the building of Studio One, and they'll be tearing that down sometime in the near future. And while Japan continues to recover from that tragedy, they want to look to the future. There are a few brilliant young minds out there, and just like here in America, where we have this progressive wing of people pushing for a better tomorrow, we have one politician who's willing to stand up for what's right in Japan. And it's this guy, whose name is not important, but what is important is his proposal. He is proposing to de-censor hentai. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that can get votes. It's just a proposal. We don't know whether or not it's going to happen. It probably won't happen because Japan is unusually conservative on a lot of things, and even laws written like about 100 years ago still influence stuff today. Never heard that one before. But that means there is hope that one day, not too far from here, you will be able to down your illegal subtitled animated cartoon porno and not have to deal with pixelated dicks or laser penis. But I like laser penis. It's my favorite thing. Where are the memes gonna come from? Memes okay, boomer. It's a slippery slope to no memes. What'll we do if they stop censoring the board? On the floor of the Parliament of Japan. Now listen here, this young man, he wants to de-censor the porn, but he has not talked about the slippery slope that will occur and the downfall of our memery industry. What will Futaba do if we stop censoring porn? The stock market will crash! We will be out of memes! We will be forced to deal with these Zoomer memes! Nobody wants that! And of course we couldn't do this week's episode without doing a major bombshell story dealing with Rooster Teeth. It feels like it came right out of left field, but the VP of Product and Engineering, Michael Jonathan Quinn, has been arrested on allegations, on actual... he has allegedly beat the shit out of his wife. He beat and choked his wife, threatened to kill her and her daughter, He was charged with aggravated assault and apparently was also very drunk and high during it. Apparently he is known for a lot of drug use.
Allegedly.
Are you trying to cover our ass here?
You gotta be a responsible news organization and give them the benefit of the doubt.
According to his wife, the beating was a common occurrence to the point where she even had a strategy to try to get him to stop. I can't even tell you how horrified I am in hearing that. The alleged beating happened on November 8th. The reason it took so long was she was frightened for her and her daughter's life, but she finally decided to come to the police, and he was promptly arrested and charged. He, however, has been released on a $100,000 bond. There is a protective order against him for, again, to not go near his wife and other people. Rooster Teeth is no longer employing him. So, yeah. I don't even know how to respond because this is just... I won't go into bloody detail, but it's absolutely horrifying what he has done to her, and know that this happened on a daily occurrence to her.
The reason we bring up this story, incidentally, is because, at least at the time that we were developing and writing it down, there hasn't been a whole lot of coverage of it outside of local news and a few other gaming news-related platforms. There seems to be an interesting absence of mainstream geek news coverage on this story, so we just wanted to make you aware that we offered to hear without further commentary because we're pretty sure you can puzzle that one out for yourself. And for our final story, it's something short, sweet, and to the point. None of you, more than likely, watching this episode were old enough to see The Empire Strikes Back in theaters when it first came out. But on the off chance that you were, and you lived in the UK, you might have seen a short film that was shown immediately preceding the main feature. That was something called Black Angel, a surrealist medieval combat short film, and George Lucas decided to help promote it. So it was shown on a bunch of screens in the UK, and then it was promptly forgotten. It was assumed that this film was actually lost after the company that was holding on to one of the original prints of it went out of business in the 90s and probably destroyed it. Turns out, elements of the film were still in existence here in America. It has been restored and apparently put on YouTube, where you can watch it right now. There's been talks about this guy actually doing a full feature-length film based off of that short film that he did. If you want to see how it potentially inspired elements of The Empire Strikes Back, look no further than the cave confrontation scene. So you can picture George Lucas going, oh, that looks pretty cool, I should do something like that. And then you see the slow-mo combat scene in both of the features.
Proof that George Lucas had more inspiration than just Akira Kurosawa and many, many other places. He also had to steal from his own staff.
Hey, he promoted his film.
And then promptly let it go to the oblivion.
Y'all just love to hate on George Lucas.
I mean, he's an easy target. And for the end of the video, let's not forget, this isn't for kids, so fuck.
Thanks for joining us this week, ladies and gentlemen. We hope to see you in a future episode, maybe when Rockstar's a little less manic. Until then, please, feel free to look at the links below for further reading. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And we will see you down the road.
See you next week!